Hello and welcome to another video with me, Rauchenwald. Now in this video we are going to take a closer look at HoneyGain, a software that's out there that you can run on your Android phone, Windows or macOS computer that supposedly earns you money in the background. We're going to look at how it works, if it actually is legit or a scam, if you can use it and how much money you're actually expected to make. And if you want to give it a try yourself without watching the entire video, check the link in the description down below, because if you use my link you'll also get a bonus $5 initially for signing up. Now let's start with what exactly is HoneyGain. HoneyGain is a software that turns your Windows or macOS computer or your Android device into a proxy server. Now most of you probably don't know what a proxy server is, but it's quite easy to explain. Usually when you want to visit a website, like for example google.com, you enter it into your browser's address bar, you hit the return key, and your computer connects to the servers from Google. Now if you were to use a proxy server, it would work slightly differently. You would enter google.com into your browser, but your computer would first connect to a different computer and then that computer would connect to Google. So a proxy server is a machine between your computer and the address that you actually want to reach. And to better understand all of that, let's look at one of the most common examples for using a proxy server. Let's assume that you are a US citizen and you have a Netflix account, and usually you would watch within the US at your home or on the road. However, the moment you leave the United States, so maybe you go on vacation or you study abroad for a couple of months, suddenly when you try to access Netflix from outside the US, you will see different content because Netflix program is tailored to each country. Now it doesn't really matter why Netflix has different content per country or region. The fact is that you would not be able to see the exact same program that you could see at home in the US. And that's where services like VPNs, which stands for Virtual Private Network, or proxy servers come into play and allow you to basically first to connect to them and from there then to Netflix or which other service you want to use from a specific location. Now this way you would be in a foreign country, but your computer would first connect to a proxy server within the US and then to Netflix. Therefore the Netflix system will perceive you as somebody accessing the services from within the US and you will see your US program. And obviously that is something that Netflix and other providers that apply geo restrictions to their services want to avoid. So they gather the IP addresses of most commercial VPN and proxy server providers, which means you would then use the VPN or the proxy server, but Netflix would then tell you, we're sorry, you cannot use our services using a VPN. And that's precisely where HoneyGain comes into play from an end user's perspective, because they don't run their own VPN or proxy servers in data centers with known IP addresses. They provide a piece of software that every person can install on their computer or on their Android phone and turn their device into a proxy server for other people. Therefore, services that want to prevent people using proxies or VPNs cannot do that anymore, because the access doesn't come from a data center IP address, but from a regular IP address like you have it at home with your internet connection. So that's how HoneyGain works and why it actually has a huge advantage over commercial proxy server providers. And it's also the reason why you are able to make money with HoneyGain. HoneyGain started development in 2018, and since then they rolled out their apps for Windows, macOS and Android. There's currently no iOS application and there won't be an iOS application because of the way iOS itself works on the iPhone, but still, if you have a Windows computer or a macOS computer or an Android device, you can use HoneyGain. Simply install the application. Again, if you use the link down in the description below, you even get $5 to start, and that will turn your device into a proxy server. And on the Android application, you can even set a data transfer limit. So if you don't have a flat rate on your mobile phone, you can simply look at how much data from your data plan you're using average per month, and then simply allocate the rest of your data plan to HoneyGain. And all of that is really great, but the question why you're watching this video is like, how do you actually make money with HoneyGain? Once you have HoneyGain installed on your device and it's running, your device will be available as a proxy server. So if somebody wants to use a proxy server in your location and they use a service that relies on the HoneyGain network, then that connection may go through your computer. You will not notice anything going on. The user will never have access to anything on your computer. The HoneyGain application simply passes the traffic from that user through to the server where it's supposed to go. So if somebody uses you as their proxy server right now and they want to visit Google, your HoneyGain application will get a request, I want to see Google, and will forward it to Google. Google will reply to your application, and that again will be sent back to the user that connected in the first place. And as a result, for the data throughput, so for the requests that users send through you as a proxy server and for the data that gets routed back through you, you'll receive $1 compensation for every 10 gigabyte in data transfer. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but the fact of the matter is you don't have to do anything for it. All you have to do is install the application and have it running, and the rest happens in the background. And another important thing that I want to point out here is that HoneyGain's minimum payout is at $20. So once you basically pass through the first 200 gigabytes of data, you will be able to withdraw your first $20 payment. And as mentioned earlier, if you use the link in the description down below, you'll actually get $5 credited straight away. So you'll only need 150 gigabyte of data transferred. Now, besides HoneyGain's proxy server, which pays you for users that connect through your computer thanks to the HoneyGain application, HoneyGain also provides a content delivery network, which basically means you provide files that are often requested from your computer to others, but that service is only available in certain countries, and you can find a list of those countries within the FAQ of HoneyGain. There's a link to the FAQ also down in the description below. The biggest benefit with the HoneyGain CDN, so the Cloud Delivery Network, is that you don't have to do anything. Once you install the HoneyGain application, if CDN is supported in your country, it will automatically turn it on as well, and you will earn a little bit more. And if it's not supported in your country, then you will end up earning a little bit less, but it really doesn't matter because this is really something where you don't have to do anything besides downloading the application, creating your account, starting the app, and forgetting about it, and then just check in a couple of weeks how much money you actually made. Now, to answer the question how much money you can potentially earn with HoneyGain, that depends on a lot of different factors. For example, if you live within the US, where there's more demand for proxy servers and so on, you will most likely earn more through HoneyGain than if you live, for example, in Taiwan or any other smaller country. Or another factor that could influence your earnings is how many other users in your region are also using HoneyGain. If there's way more users available, then it means that the traffic will be split up on more people, which again will result in lower earnings for you. If there, however, are less users providing HoneyGain's proxy servers to the outside world, it means that you will get more of the traffic, and as a result you will also earn more. The biggest benefit HoneyGain offers, in my opinion, compared to, for example, mining Bitcoin or running a store chain node, is that your devices don't have to be online 24/7. So you don't have to actually calculate electricity costs and things like that. If you don't have a computer that's running 24/7, that's perfectly fine. You simply, every time you use your computer, make sure that the HoneyGain app is also running. And this means every time you use your computer, the proxy server will be online and you have a chance to earn some money. And if you turn off your computer, there is no harm, you just won't earn any money during that time. To conclude this video, HoneyGain is, in my opinion, one of the best things or projects that started in the last couple of years, because there's really a win-win situation. It doesn't require powerful hardware. It doesn't require you to have your computer running day and night. It definitely is legit. There is no access to your data involved. The only thing that's required is to install the HoneyGain app, sign up with your email and password. And again, if you use the link in the description down below, you get a $5 bonus once you sign up. And then just sit back and wait until you reach the $20 threshold. It may happen in a month, it may happen in 2 months, it may take you a year to get there, but at the end of the day, even if it takes you a year to achieve the $20 payout, it still means that just for using your computer the way you anyway would use it, you certainly make some money. It may cover parts of your electricity bill, you may be able to pay for a dinner with it. At the end of the day, it's really a win-win situation for you and for HoneyGain. So if you don't have a HoneyGain account yet, this is your last chance to use the link in the description down below and get your $5 for free, so you actually have your first payout sooner. And if you have any question whatsoever, don't forget to just leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. See you in one of my other videos. Till then, bye bye.